It is the 8th of the 11th, 2013. This is your radioactive reality. Let's go and get started on ENA News. ABC Los Angeles expert confirms radioactive water on the way to West Coast and arriving in the next few months. Will we really be told if it's dangerous? ? Journalists in Japan, lethal contamination is gushing out, endangering millions and wreaking havoc on the ocean. You know, this stuff's with the tsunami debris. And is the tsunami debris already here? Think about that. Is it dangerous? Or are they going to tell us? BBC, the real dead zone at Fukushima. Monitor went off scale over 180,000 CPM. Experts shook their heads when asked where the melted fuel is. TEPCO, don't ask what we'll do with reactors 1, 2, and 3. CNN, TEPCO only wanted to show us reactor 4. Strict rules about what we could film. And CNN's been poofing them up, haven't they? Poofing them up. Oh, the Americans are coming to the rescue. But don't ask us to take any liability. Thanks, sucker. Japan experts very worried about the accident at Fukushima Unit Number 4. Concerned fuel to be dropped could break apart and overheat, blah, blah, blah. We already know this has already happened. Mysterious starfish turn into slime along the Pacific coast. We're talking about a loss of millions and millions. Compared to medieval Black Death, innards become exposed and fall apart. Cases are ballooning in Alaska. We're just getting started. Helen Caldicott. 50 years or more highly contaminated water flowing into the Pacific from Fukushima. She's pulling her punches. Why are you pulling your punches, Helen? What aren't you telling us, Helen? TEPCO VP not optimistic. Quote, I have concerns for the long-term plan. Location of melted fuel, a mystery. Top nuclear official, quote, very large risk potential when attempting fuel removal, blah, blah, blah. It's already happened. It's already happened. And they're still going on with these BS stories. Here's one you should actually read. Statement from Indigenous leaders. Fukushima nuclear crisis, quote, a threat to the future of humanity. Quote, we have reached the crossroads of life and the end of our existence. They've been warning us for years. Well, they all got together, all these tribal leaders back in September, and they came out with a statement, again, warning the world. I highly encourage everyone to read this one. I'll provide a direct link to this one. Updated, extraordinary string of whale and dolphin encounters off Canada's Pacific coast. Quote, could have deeper meaning. Indigenous academic advisor, quote, we see them as our relatives and ancestors. It's for the better of all of us to listen. Now they're seeing whales they haven't seen before. Some of these, I'm not exactly sure which whale. They're talking dolphins, pods, kilometers long, thousands and thousands and thousands of dolphins. All looking for food, all chasing boats around, and there's a lot of strange things going on in the Pacific Northwest. The whales and dolphins are definitely trying to tell us something, and they come up with every excuse but Fukushima. Astonishing, world's rarest whale spotted near Canada's Pacific coast. First confirmed sighting in recent history. Tune seen in the last few months after none in 60 plus years. Some migrate to the area around Japan. Nasty looking but healed wound on one of them's upper jaws. Now let me click over there real quick. North Pacific right whale they're talking about. Fishermen report boats surrounded by hundreds of dead Eastern Pacific green sea turtles. Officials say some found swimming in circles as if dazed and confused. Now this is off the coast of Costa Rica on the Pacific side, and they're trying to blame some of the fishermen. They've been using dynamite to catch the fish and that kind of thing. But the point is, these turtles usually don't herd together in large groups, and they're finding them in huge numbers. Another very interesting read if you know how to read between the lines. Nuclear expert fuel rods are in a jumble at Fukushima number 4 pool. No kidding. U.S. ambassador's letter from former Japan ambassador. Worsening radioactive contamination of the sea will soon awaken the whole world. There's no denying it, folks. It's here. It's now. Problem at Fukushima, quote, beyond control. Nuclear expert, water may not have stopped melted fuel from going down into the concrete at Fukushima. We already know they've breached containment. The coriums have left the building. And they're tree rooting their way down as deep as they can go. Extraordinarily danger in removing fuel from Fukushima 4, and here we go on and on again. You know, hey, this might happen, this might happen, this might happen. Well, guess what? It already happened. The NRC documents state this. So what are they setting us up for? That's the question. Former ambassador to President Obama, Fukushima Unit Number 4 can cause major global catastrophe. This is the most pressing global security issue. It is. It's ongoing. It has been ongoing. And what have they been doing? Reactor designer. It was a nuclear explosion at Fukushima Unit Number 3. Plutonium scattered after blast. ABC, quote, there's a willful denial and lying going on here, even at the highest levels. All around the world, every government knows. They all know. They all know. Reporter in Japan, I am stunned by the brazen cover-up and lies over effects of Fukushima radiation. An epic, unfolding tragedy. Physician, response has been unthinkable. It may be unthinkable, but it sure is doable. And man, are they doing it. Fukushima Diary Daily News. 2.5 quadrillion, not trillion, quadrillion becquerels of all nuclides is still retained inside the turbine buildings in total. These are more of these numbers. Nobody can truly wrap their heads around how huge these numbers really are and how dangerous this thing really is. TEPCO's president confesses to the NRA. Serious shortage of the workers. The Yakuza running out of people who owe them gambling debts. Yeah, you know what happens if you don't pay your debts to the Japanese mob. You end up at Fukushima. TEPCO to train amateur workers in reactor number 4 pool. Oh boy, they're going to remove all these fuel rods, right? They're going to train amateur workers to do it. Don't worry, they're not taking liability for it. See the setup? Do you see the setup? Groundwater level rising in the tank area, only 40 centimeters from the ground surface. Again, we've been going on and on about the big cauldron that Fukushima has become, and they're trying to hold back all this water going to the ocean, which is absolutely impossible. And it's turning into a big bogged, marshed, unstable platform for a nuclear power plant to be on. NRA won't allow TEPCO to restart another nuclear plant until they can get to control Fukushima plant situation. So the NRA is not going to let TEPCO restart any more of their nuclear power plants until they get Fukushima under control. And that's never going to happen. The insanity continues. And the story goes on and on. Origin of 16,703 food products not known in the Radiation Test Ministry of Health in Japan. They don't even know where this stuff's coming from. But they got to test it for radiation, right? The insanity continues. Finally over to Informative. Elementary school in Japan using water bottles to shield students from radiation. Lining the buildings with water bottles to soak up some of the rads, so the kids don't get so nuked when they're trying to learn something. Nuclear safety body slams safety standards at Monju fast breeder reactor. According to the government inspectors, Japan's Atomic Energy Agency failed to meet 4 anti-terrorism requirements necessary to protect nuclear materials. The JAEC failed to document and identify visitors to sensitive areas, conduct background checks on visitors to the fast breeder reactor, failed to connect regular inspections of the equipment which records vehicle and personnel entry into the compound. The government-funded agency, who also constructed fences around the restricted area that did not meet national standards. You know, that just costs too much money, and again, what are they setting us up for? Well, that's about all I have for you today. Of course, if I missed anything, please let me know. Attach your comment or send me a personal message. Enjoy what you can, everybody. Thanks. You know, this stuff's with the tsunami debris. And is the tsunami debris already here? Think about that. Is it dangerous? Or are they going to tell us? BBC, the real dead zone at Fukushima. Monitor went off scale over 180,000 CPM. Experts shook their heads when asked where the melted fuel is. TEPCO, don't ask what we'll do with reactors 1, 2, and 3. CNN, TEPCO only wanted to show us react next few months. Will we really be told if it's dangerous? Question mark. Journalists in Japan, lethal contamination is gushing out, endangering millions and wreaking havoc on the ocean. It is the 8th of the 11th, 2013. This is your radioactive reality. Let's go and get started on ENA News. ABC Los Angeles, expert confirms radioactive water on the way to West Coast and arriving in the next 4. Strict rules about what we could film. And CNN's been poofing them up, haven't they? Poofing them up. Oh, the Americans are coming to the rescue. But don't ask us to take any liability. Thanks, sucker.